Hey, good afternoon, Clearview families, and students. It is Mr. Gay, and I am excited and pleased to be reading to you a Christmas story as we approach this holiday season. It is Thursday, December the 17th, and I am sitting in my classroom about to share this story with you. The title of my story is A Christmas Legend, and it was written by Florence Scannell. I hope that you enjoy this story, short story, and I hope that there's a lesson you can learn from it. It was Christmas Eve. The night was very dark and the snow falling fast. As Herman, the charcoal burner, drew his cloak tighter around him, and the wind whistled fiercely through the trees of the Black Forest. He had been to carry a load to a castle near and was now hastening home to his little hut. Although he worked very hard, he was poor, gaining barely enough for the wants of his wife and his 4 little children. He was thinking of them when he heard a faint wailing. Guided by the sound, he groped about and found a little child, scantily clothed, shivering and sobbing by itself in the snow. Why, little one, have all they left thee here, all alone to face this cruel blast? The child answered nothing, but looked piteously up in the charcoal burner's face. Well, I cannot leave you here. That wouldn't be a great thing before the morning. So saying, Herman raised it in his arms, wrapping it in his cloak and warming its little cold hands in his bosom. When he arrived at his hut, he put down the child and tapped at the door, which was immediately thrown open, and the children rushed to meet him. Here, wife, is a guest to our Christmas Eve supper, said he, leading in the little one, who held timidly to his finger with his tiny hand. And welcome he is, said the wife. Now let him come and warm himself by the fire. The children all pressed round to welcome and gaze at the little newcomer. They showed him their pretty fir tree, decorated with bright-colored lamps in honor of Christmas Eve, which the good mother had endeavored to make a feast for her children. Then they sat down to supper, each child contributing of its portion for the guests, looking with admiration at his clear blue eyes and golden hair, which shone so as to shed a brighter light in the little room. And as they gazed, it grew into a sort of halo round his head, and his eyes beamed with a heavenly luster. Soon 2 white wings appeared at its shoulders, and he seemed to grow larger and larger, and then the beautiful vision vanished, spreading out his hands as in benediction over them. Herman and his wife fell on their knees, exclaiming in awestruck voices, "The Holy Christ Child," and then embraced their wondering children in joy and thankfulness that they had entertained their heavenly guests. The next morning, as Herman passed by the place where he had found the fair child, he saw a cluster of lovely white flowers with dark green leaves, looking as though the snow itself had blossomed. Herman plucked some and carried them reverently home to his wife and children, who treasured the fair blossoms and tended them carefully in remembrance of that wonderful Christmas Eve, calling them chrysanthemums. And every year, as the time came round, they put aside a portion of their feast and gave it to some poor little child, according to the words of the Christ. Inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. The end. Boys and girls, families, as you listened intently to that story, one of the things I hope you were able to gather from it, one of the lessons, is I believe it's always better to give than to receive. And in this Christmas season, in this season of love, and in this season of giving, it's good to show acts of kindness, and it's good to sacrifice and give. You don't have to give all you have, but just give the best that you can. And remember, boys and girls, just as the story suggests, when you give and give your best, you're doing not only the good thing, but you're also representing what this season of giving and love is all about. Merry Christmas to each of you, and I certainly want to wish you a happy, happy New Year.